Hi, Team OLA. My name is Father Michael Kelly. I'm a priest of the Diocese of Yakima and a Team OLA alumni. I ran with Team OLA in the marathon in 2019. It was a real pleasure and a joy to run for such a good cause with such good people. I'm coming to you live from Yakima, Washington. I'm a priest out here. I studied at Mundelein. That's how I got connected with the Franciscans of the Eucharist of Chicago. And I'm just making this little video just as an encouragement and as some inspiration for all of you who are running this year. My encouragement to you is just a simple one. I don't know when the last time you thought about where you started was, but if it's been a while, I encourage you to do that now, or to do that today. It's really easy to get caught up in the little ways where maybe our training doesn't measure up to where we want it to our use of this marathon training as a spiritual exercise also doesn't measure up as we want it to, but it's easy to get lost, to lose the forest and the trees, to get so focused on the minute that we miss the really big changes that have been happening. We just think about where you started. Did you ever think you were gonna be on the cusp of running a marathon? Did you ever think that you'd be on the cusp of raising, multiple thousands of dollars together, lots of money for a really good cause? It's really incredible. Think about, I don't know if you started in April or if you started in March or if you started in January or whenever you started, what your times were, what your motivation levels were, how hard it was to hit the road to train. And then just think about where you are today. The incremental growth, at least for me, the incremental growth was really huge. So maybe take some time and think about that. Just think about how far you've come. Midsummer training in the dog days of summer is tough, really tough. It's hot, it's busy. Our schedules are sometimes very different. There's no school. That changes a lot of people's schedules. So keep up the good work. Keep doing what you're doing. And I guess the advice that I have for you too, it's a couple of months out from the marathon still, but if you haven't started making your marathon playlist, maybe you're the type that runs with music, I'd encourage you to start that and to include songs that have been with you through your training. I know for me it was a big boost. I always listened to podcasts or music when I was running, and I turned it on at about not until almost mile 21 when things got really hard. Mile 21 through 26 were just really painful for me and really difficult. That's when I turned the music on. It was the boost I needed. And it was all the songs that I had been jamming to all throughout my months of training. And the other thing that I'll encourage you to do, just from a functional standpoint, on the day of the actual marathon, if you're not using headphones during your training, maybe you are, maybe you're not, I'd encourage you to start experimenting with them a little bit. For me, it was a huge lifesaver. I had a bunch of people telling me, when you run the marathon, it was my first time in 2019. When you run the marathon, you're going to get out way too fast. The first 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles, you'll be trying to run way too fast, and you will have no consciousness of the fact that you're running way too fast, and you got to slow down or you won't make it. You got to pace yourself. And I said, no, probably not me. I've got a pretty good feel. I don't run that fast in the first place. Most of my training miles were between 8.5 and 10-minute miles. I'm not a fast runner. And my goal, I think, was 9.5-minute miles during the marathon. But I had also been running with wireless earbuds. And even though I didn't listen to music until mile 21, the wireless earbuds made a huge difference because I had them in. I just had one in, and I had it hooked up to my phone, and I was getting my mile times. The marathon is great it's got all the miles spread out, but um, it's not it's the mile markers aren't going to be exactly how many miles you've run, because just the way that the road bends and which side of the curve you're on and all that. So, and then if you're looking at the time, you got to do math. What mile is this? I forgot. I didn't look at the sign. I haven't seen a sign in a while. And you don't want to be doing math in your head while you're running a marathon. It's hard enough as it is. So I was just getting my mile times. Every mile it would give me my split. You ran a 7.5 minute mile. You ran an 8 minute mile. And um, if I hadn't had my mile times in my ear, honestly, I don't know if I would have finished the marathon. It was hard enough to finish on its own. But when I got out, like I said, I was mostly running like 9.5, 10 minute training miles. But when I got out, there was just so much energy. I was just so juiced because I was running the freaking Chicago Marathon. I mean, it was huge. So many people. I think my first mile was 7.5 minutes, which is lightning fast for me. I had no conception that I was running that fast. And then I tried to slow down. The next one was closer to 8, still too fast. And then I tried to slow down again. Then I got into my sweet zone, about 9 minutes. But I would not have slowed down enough if I didn't have my mile times in my ear. So that's just some advice from a one-time marathoner. I'm no veteran. But yeah, just know, getting out of that gate, man, you probably will be going too fast. Just soak it up and then slow down, pace yourself. So I'm praying for all you guys from out here in Washington State, long distance artillery style prayers. I hope that the marathon goes super well. I hope that your training in these dog days of summer continues going well as well. Thanks, and keep me in your prayers too.